Hey guys, John Luxa here, back with our playthrough of Dungeon Siege 3. Alright, and now it is time to fight. Yeah, see it. Alright, find the stone stream, the top of the deep well. Let's go. Aha. Punch the rock. It is only by punching rocks will you become stronger. I don't know. I feel like that's, you know, as far as I know, it's not a martial art movie, but maybe. I'm sure it's in one of them somewhere. Like Ong Bak, the Thai warrior. That was an awesome one. Alright, so we're going to find the stone stream. We are going to shut it down. And then let Jeyne's troops gather. See, how are these not going to ignite the gases also?
I've lowered the platform for you. Step onto it.
Well, that's nice of you. That's awfully nice of you.
There you are. Let's hurry. I should be able to form a path to the center.
Right.
Stone stream. To think of the dwarves who built this device and all that they knew.
There it is. I've never been this close. It's sad that we must put it to rest. This will take a few moments, and all of my focus. Sentinels! They won't stop until I halt the stone stream. Keep them back!
More sentinels, just like the ones in the chapel house.
Yep. But, in fact, exactly like they'll get back up. Why can't I break that?
It's like trying to hold back a river. I'm trying.
They draw their life from the stone stream. All we can do is hold them back.
Yep. Well, and if they draw their life from the stone stream, then we're, you know, basically ending their life.
It's beginning to stop. Just a little while longer.
We must buy Phineas time. Press the attack.
Right, so I just used... Oh, that's not the right one. I just used all my power orbs.
I have it. It's done. I need to rest a while. Go on, quickly. I'll be safe here.
Objective complete. Defend Phineas. New objective. Return to the court. Now it'll let me punch the crystal. It's good. It's good. Let's see if we can talk to him again. The stone stream's motion has completely halted. Phineas has placed the magical system in stasis, though it is not clear how such a change will affect the mines as a whole. Oh, that's, I can't talk to Phineas, I can only check the stone stream itself. Well, okay. I am hungry. I ate lunch just, you know, a few minutes ago, and I actually ate a fair amount, but I must have gone too long without eating because I got like all shaky and stuff, and maybe that's why I'm still hungry.
Phineas did it, didn't he? The fans have stopped, which means that the well is going to be a dangerous place very soon. Unfortunately, it won't be soon enough. Jeyne's army broke through and her men are storming into the bedrock. Lord Devonsey and his soldiers are holding them off. Help them buy us some time to get our explosives ready. Then we'll send those bastards to Azanai.
Works for me. Okay, so Lord Devonsey's trap. Go to the deep well and help such and such. Yep, and the fan is indeed stopped. New objective, hold off Jeyne's army. This is a pretty hard area, or fight as well. So we're gonna go that way, but first, you know, I think there should be a save point down there. I think we should be okay. I mean, it's possible that, you know, we'll die in the upcoming battle. That's why I do want to make sure that I save. It's important. Just because you never know what'll happen, you always want to save. Yarg! Oh, what was that? I think it was that gate shutting. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with punching all these rocks, making sure you have all the money you can get. Because it's, you know, it adds up over time. Just like I want to punch these crystals. Oh, what does it say anything about the fans? These magically animated fans prevent the buildup of deadly explosive gases in the mine tunnels. Okay, so nothing new. Nothing about how they stopped. Nothing like that. Okay, and we are going the right way. That's important. You don't want to be... You know, you don't want to be going the wrong way and then... Because that would just mess everything up. Oh, well. Well. Yeah, see, my power filled up pretty quickly there. Which is pretty awesome. Alright. Oh, poor fire jackal. But yeah, the, man, I can't even imagine how crazy it must be. Is that the right way? No, this is the way for something, right? Like a... So you can see the people down there. Just, you know, there would have been treasure chests, but we've opened them, so we'll just punch the crystals a little bit, make sure we collect any and all gold.
The royalists are fighting below. Maybe we can turn the tide in their favor.
We will.
Fight for Queen Rosalind!
We would have been overrun. Queen Rosalind owes you a great deal.
Yeah, you're not joking. And we could have inspected that gas little fire vent thing, but I don't think it would have done a whole lot. Like, I think we've inspected it before. And we can inspect a cannon. These are some of the cannons you helped rescue from the Eastern Swamp, clearly put to good use. The Royalists have focused their fire on the main entrance leading into the bedrock. Yep, and it's firing right now. Okay, so... we cannot open this. So, basically don't screw up. Don't screw up, because if you do, you'll die and have to redo it all over again. So...
I'm glad you're safe. Look, down there. We held the high ground, but they're pushing us back. My soldiers need your help. You can take the floating platform to the bottom. Thanks to you, we still have our cannons from the swamp. We'll use them to cover you until Roderick signals us all to retreat. Do whatever you can to delay Jeyne's army. We need more time for the vapors to build up at the bottom of the well.
Sounds good. Okay, saving. There you go. So it gave us a little autosave right there, which is very good. And anything down this way? Nope, but I think this is the way we came in. Alright. Well, let's go then. And yes, there are those little vents below, and they can kill you.
The air down here is already foul, but not enough to burn. Not yet.
Alright.
Hold your peace. My Lady Jeyne Kassinder calls Parley.
Lower your weapons. We've come here to talk. I would know who leads my enemy's army. Tell me, why is your face so familiar? Are you the child of some lord that I've slain?
So I can say I never knew my parents, we're with the Legion, or I'm not saying. I don't know why his face would be so familiar, but what's kind of annoying is like right before she came in, I used both of my little power things. So that's kind of annoying. I was expecting more of a battle. I remembered this part occurred, but I thought it was at the end, not the beginning, so yeah. I don't know. I'll say we're with the Legion.
You, of all people, should recognize the Legion when you meet them.
And the girl? The one who stands with you? Why does an Archon fight against her own kind?
Be silent, traitor. You and your handmaids are no blood of mine.
My lady, I know them. These are the Legionnaires who spared my life in Raven's Rill.
Mercy from the Legion? I find that hard to believe. Unless it was some kind of ploy. Violence has always been the Legion's way. Ever since Hugh Montbaron murdered the old king. Did you plan the same for little Queen Mouse?
Why do you hate us? Rosalind is a friend, or you invented that story? I think all of these end or move on to the next thing of dialogue, so I'm going to say you invented that story.
Still telling the same lies even after 30 years. You've certainly profited by them, so I shouldn't be surprised.
You think me a monster? An irrational woman mad for power? I had good reason to act as I did. The old king. The man your Legion sought to murder and displace. He was my father.
And your mother? Who was she?
An Archon. One of the last of her kind. Granted shelter and solace by my father, the king.
Aha! Aha!
You say your mother was an Archon? A creature out of myth?
She came to this world with her sisters, seeking the lost gods they once served. Look no farther than the woman who fights at your side, if you don't trust my words. She is one of my mother's kind, whether she knows it or not.
So she would be the king's daughter. In other words, the queen. And she would have more of a claim to the throne than Queen Rosalind, who is the king's niece.
If your father was the old king, then you and Rosalind are family.
By blood, Rosalind is my niece. But I will never call her kin. Her family stood by, content to watch, while I destroyed the Legion and avenged our father. Only then did they turn against me. They raised an army to put me in chains. A mistake, they'd tell you. If they were not all dead.
Oh, hang on. Rosalind's not the niece. Rosalind's the... I don't even know what that would be. Second niece? The... Or granddaughter. No, Rosalind is the king's granddaughter. Right. Okay.
If the royal family turned against you, they must have had good reason.
Good reason? Only if you count jealousy and fear. People had begun to whisper that the king had been my father. They were rumors, nothing more. But they worried the rightful heirs. I had no designs upon the throne. Not then. But neither would I go quietly to the noose. They created the very monster they feared.
Kind of ironic. As far as I know, she's telling the truth.
Rosalind had no part in any of this, so why fight her?
Because Rosalind is weak. She could never rebuild this nation alone. She'll be forced to rely upon others, like your Legion. And you will have power over her. But that is what you want, is it not? I have no need to make such bargains. I am strong enough to rebuild my father's kingdom on my own. And greater powers, not of this world, have shown their favor of me. I will not fail.
Mm-hmm. So does she have a radiant youth on her side as well?
Rosalind said nothing of this to me. Does she know that she's your niece?
Perhaps she doesn't know, if her family kept it from her. What better way to let a shameful secret die?
We've spoken enough about your father and his kin.
Now you know why I lay claim to this kingdom. I am well within my rights.
Indeed.
What if I take you at your word? Can we negotiate a truce?
They need not be killed, my lady. We could offer exile, or...
Not to the Legion. No. I have heard the voices of my mother's lost gods. On this day, they will grant me victory over you and the Pretender Queen. This parley is finished. Remain here, and you will be slain. Try to run, and I will hunt you down. We shall not speak again.
Something is coming. Something very large.
Indeed. Remember the war beast? Well, we completed the objective, but dodge. 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 If you don't dodge, it's bad. Well, so we have done a fair amount of damage to the war beast. Unfortunately, it doesn't like to stay still. So, what we do is that, and then maybe we run in. And let's see if we can do some of... just... So that's a good amount of damage that we've done so far. Oh, I'm punching. Hang on. Right. Get ourselves a little. So luckily, there's plenty of guys around to use as like fodder. Alright. Influence gained Anjali. Just because of beating the boss.
The war beast lay dead, its fall testament to the might of the 10th Legion. But it seemed a Pyrrhic victory as the Azunite army pushed into the deep well. Hundreds of soldiers poured from the tunnels, easily outnumbering the Royalist forces. You and your allies fled before them. But this was not the defeat it might have seemed. Without the stone stream to refresh it, the air in the deep well was a seething cauldron of explosive gas, awaiting the merest spark. That spark, the Royalists were all too happy to provide. The explosion collapsed the well, entombing the Azunites beneath the mountain, and shattering Jeyne Kassinder's hopes of destroying the Queen. Would that Kassinder herself had been buried there, along with her men. But such an end was not her fate.
Jeyne's army is fleeing down the mountain. The woman lives, but we're safe from her. For now.
The victory is yours. We owe the Legion our lives.
I'm told that Jeyne spoke to you. She mentioned the old king, no doubt. And the Legion's role in his murder.
Mm-hmm. She has powers as well, because she teleported in and out. Wait, what is this on my shirt? Okay. I'm drinking some beer and the glass is dripping a little bit.
I need to know what really happened. All the facts, no matter how shameful.
Jeyne Kassinder spoke the truth, as far as she understands it. The commanders of the Legion did conspire to unseat the old king. The goal was never to murder the old king, only to replace him with his eldest son. But the king resisted, and the matter went awry.
You must understand. My grandfather was a monster. Even his own children despised him.
We read about it, how he started to go crazy and started seizing all of the, like, Legion's properties and all that other stuff.
You say the king was a monster. What had he done?
I do not pretend to understand the man, but by all accounts, he was prone to paranoia, irrational rages. He grew jealous of the Legion. Before long, he started seizing our chapter houses and estates, threatening to disband the Legion altogether. So Mont Baron struck first.
If they didn't mean to harm the king, then why was he slain?
I wasn't there when it happened, but I'm told that the king drew a sword. The man wasn't much of a fighter, more a danger to himself than the Legionnaires. Who knows how he ended up with a blade in his gut? All the parties are long dead, and we shall never learn the truth.
You'd think they could just cast, like, a sleep spell or something on him, but, I mean, the Legion aren't really... Some of them were mages.
We have a friend, an old Legion scout called Odo. Would he have known about the plot?
No. Mont Baron told the rank and file nothing, so that they wouldn't share in his guilt. Little good it did them. They all died, innocent or not.
Yeah, so Jeyne basically said that the royal family kind of like turned on her once the king was dead. Like they basically took advantage of the situation. But then again, they may have been conspiring with the Legion, at least at first.
You were one of the Legion commanders. Weren't you part of the plot?
When the plan was put forward by Montbaron, I spoke against it. We had all made a vow to defend the crown, and it seemed to me that our word should be kept. But all the others disagreed. So I abandoned the Legion, left the hall, out the door, and never went back. The king was in the wrong, yes. But was treason our only recourse? I thought not.
Yeah, it's a hard choice, right? Because what do you do when the... Do you still continue to serve the crown when the king is trying to... I mean, he wasn't necessarily killing the Legion, but he was taking all their homes and their property and everything like that. It's like, what do you do when your boss all of a sudden starts taking all your possessions? You know, are you still obligated to serve them? It's like, oh, no, your property is mine now. It's like, that's, you know, honor and trust has to go both ways.
You were the only one who abandoned the Legion over this?
A good friend followed me into exile. His name was Garin Marcel. We served the royal family as generals during the war with Jeyne. Garin died at the Battle of Drifter's Cross. Phineas is his son.
That's kind of neat.
Another son of the Legion. I never thought to find so many in such an unlikely place.
Indeed.
Jeyne told me something else. She said that she was the king's illegitimate daughter.
Ah, the old rumors. I can't say for sure, but I am inclined to believe them.
Jeyne Kassinder shares my blood? What else have you not told me, Lord Devonsey? The woman lost her father. Her family betrayed her. That doesn't excuse what she's done, but at least now I understand. I would ask one more favor of the Legion. Should you meet her again, will you spare Jeyne Kassinder's life?
Your Majesty, she's been hunting you and your family for years. Why would you ask me to spare her life?
This mountain once bustled with dwarves, and now they are gone. Dead so that I might keep my crown. My parents, my maids and courtiers, all of Lord Devonsey's men. Too many have died for my sake.
Your Majesty, think of the political ramifications.
If Jeyne Kassinder dies, do you think the cities of the East will bow their heads? No. They will curse us for murdering their living saint, and the war will drag on.
How you deal with Jeyne Kassinder is... there's multiple endings to this game. Well, how should I put it? It's kind of like Fallout, how you see what happens to everybody after the game. And so, just like that, they have multiple things that can happen to them afterwards. So obviously, you know, if she lives, this happens. Well, there's multiple things depending on the choices that you make.
Whereas if we come to an agreement and Jeyne is kept alive, the war ends peacefully.
You assume that the woman will surrender at all. I wouldn't make such a wager.
Well, if she does, remember, one of the tenets of the Legion is reconciliation with one's foes. So, we're kind of honor-bound.
If she's willing to surrender, I'll let Jeyne live.
Lord Devonsey will surely chastise me for my gentle nature, but I am sure this is the right course. Whatever happens, the Legion has my trust and support.
I shall send riders to all the towns and villages that support the Queen with news of our alliance. You have the word of the Royal Court. All Western Ebb will stand united behind the Legion.
For all the good it does us. Deed gained, Royalist ally. Alright, so now we have all of this stuff. Perpetual momentum is good. Yeah, man, it's a hard choice. I'm gonna say this way he gets some hit points. And then let's see, inflict a short stun. I'm gonna put everything into here because I anticipate using more of those electroshock and other stuff. Just, you know, just more of them. Alright, now she's been using Aura of Immolation a fair bit. So I will... I don't know, I don't expect it to actually... I could slow him by 60% per rank, but that's not super great. Or 60% total, you know. We'll finish that off. And then, bam, critical hits. And now we have 3 power circles. Okay. Anything else?
You've done it. That's twice that we've survived thanks to your efforts. You will always be welcome here. I hope that I may find a way to repay you someday.
What will you do now?
Well, if Glitterdelve is to be salvaged, I must find a way to reactivate the stone stream. I believe it can be done. After that, we'll rebuild and regroup. Jeyne won't be back anytime soon.
So they're gonna stay here.
We must return to Stonebridge. Best of luck to you and the Queen.
To you as well, friend. May our paths cross again. Or mine shafts, as it were.
I don't know I'd necessarily agree that the Queen is now safe, just because... I mean, technically, I guess it's like you wiped out her army. So, her whole army is dead, so that's something.
My family should have reconciled with the Legion years ago. I'm glad we're allies again.
Yeah.
Stay as long as you need, and return whenever you like.
Well... Return to Odo, return to Legion Chapter House. We will do that. But first, Steadfast Tesseract of Life Stealing. Will is down. I'm gonna keep this one. Circlet of Vengeance, I'm gonna say no. Circlet of Resolve, Will up. Yes, please. Attack and Stamina down, block up. Jeez, man, it's not great though. 253. Yeah, I'll go with this, because will and ability DPS and all that. Okay, what about Pants of Resolve? I mean, yeah, more will, but meh. Alright. Cinder of Rage, no. Sabatons of Protection, will down, but armor, block, and stamina up. Yeah, okay. I want Lucas. I think Lucas would probably be... You know, I mean, he's probably one of the better, the foil to Reinhardt. Stamina block. Sallet of Valor, block momentum, stamina, armor. Yeah. Guess I'm alright. And also, Anjali's influence is only like halfway, so... You know, that's not great. That's not super great. Just, you know. Whatever. Sell. That's new, I think, so we'll hold off on selling that. Then we will save. Alright, back to...
We've come a long way from that filthy swamp, haven't we? You've given us a victory that will be remembered for years to come. Escorting you to the causeway is the least that we can do. Are you ready to go?
Yes, I think so. We've done all the quests. We've done everything as far as I'm aware. Otherwise it'll be, you know, it takes a bit to get back to the causeway. So we'll just hit yes.
Yes, let's head to the causeway.
Welcome back, Legionnaire. Come to see the Queen? Follow me, and we'll take you to her straight away.
I'm not heading that way at the moment, thanks.
Just let me know if you'd like an escort. These mountains still have their dangers.
So that's a nice little thing so you don't have to run all the way back. Alright, so back to Odo, see what he says. We have our alliance, but, you know, not much of an army. Then again, they're looking for a way to press the attack, right? Because as long as the war is still going on, the Queen's at risk. So it's kind of in her benefit to ally. Even though the Legion... It's kind of like, it's basically a bunch of little guys have to come together in order to fight like a bigger threat. There.
We've had rumors of another battle. Is it true? Jeyne Kassinder's army retreating in disarray?
She is beaten. The only misfortune is that Jeyne herself survived.
And Rosalind, what did you think of her? Worthy to wear the crown or no?
Honestly, I don't know. She listens to her advisors. That's important.
She's young and soft-hearted. With guidance, she could become strong.
I think that bodes well for us. Strength can be learned. Empathy and compassion cannot.
What about our proposal? Does she favor the Legion?
Rosalind agreed to an alliance. She and Devonsey gave their word.
Well done. But that's not all, is it? The news can't all be good.
We have a couple options. They're both... Well, we'll probably hit both of them.
Hugh Montbaron tried to overthrow the old king. The murder was an accident, but Devonsey said...
No more. I don't want to hear. You think I hadn't guessed it was something like that? I still called it a lie. We can't tell this story, not ever.
The people already heard this from Jeyne. It's too late to hide the truth.
If we win this war, Jeyne will be dead. Her words become lies, and ours become truth.
You're wrong, Odo. The story needs to be told, or the lesson will never be learned.
And what then? The people won't blame Montbaron. They'll paint the whole Legion with the same bloody brush. Kingslayers forevermore. We'll be feared. No matter how virtuous we seem, we'll always be a threat.
It's hard to choose, but... I don't remember if this affects the ending. I think it does, but I don't recall... You know, it's... I mean, Odo's right. If you were to kill Jeyne and to say it's a lie, then history would validate you, so to speak. But, you know, yeah, I don't know. Reputation is hard.
Better that the people hear the truth from our lips. I won't lie to them.
I was half afraid that Martin might say something like this, but you too?
The Legion will be better for this, not worse. The crown as well. If we all know the story and remember it, we won't repeat the same mistakes. We've made our choice. Let's speak of something else. What else did you learn in Glitterdelve?
There's Jack.
Jeyne Kassinder is the daughter of the old king. She told me herself. You never knew?
I always thought that was just a rumor. This changes things.
If Jeyne Kassinder is the old king's daughter, then she has a claim to the throne. Probably thinks it's her right.
Better to strike now while she's off balance. Still reeling from her loss at Glitterdelve.
Use the causeways. Let's negotiate. We'll need an army. So if you heard some rubbing against the microphone, that's Jack. He likes to do that. Okay, so we'll need an army. Negotiating is... I mean, we asked her that already, and she was like, no. Use the causeways, not a bad idea, but we don't have an army.
Jeyne must have a stronghold, and it's probably well guarded. We need an army of our own.
What forces can we raise quickly enough before Jeyne has a chance to recover?
Stonebridge can field an army of automatons if need be. If we can seal an alliance with them, they might be willing to help us against Jade.
Jeyne could be anywhere. Do you know where she's gone?
Jeyne's capital is 5 days' march from here, maybe more. She calls it the Spire. Half cathedral, half fortress, on the summit of a mountain. That's where she'll be. The most impregnable stronghold in Ebb.
Would the Meisters really go to war with Jeyne?
Doubtful. No profit in it. And besides, these merchants and bankers are soft.
I agree. Our chances may be slim, but it's still worth a try.
We don't have an option. Well, there's the litter robot. Deed gained fiery loyalty. Let's check that out. And then Anjali's faith in you has become unshakable. +3 attack. Okay. Royalist ally, you have shown unwavering support of the crown. +5 stamina. And let's see. So her influence is about halfway, though. And, I mean, think about that. We've been playing the game for how long now? And, well, to be fair, though, we've messed up a lot. We've missed a lot of opportunities with her. So, you know. Alright, so now we can do Strike or Master Thief. Majority rules, Cryptic Inheritance. Trouble in the Crypts. Let's do this one. We're gonna go to the crypts. And we're in Stonebridge. Well, let's see. Yeah, you know what? Let's start moving there. I believe there's a save point. Please do not excrete or litter in alleyways. So, we have a fair amount of money at the moment.
Please do not litter or excrete in alleyways.
Now, we could go purchase stuff here in Stonebridge. Like that extra stuff that we didn't get before.
Please do not litter or excrete in alleyways.
But you actually want to save your money because there will be a shop basically at the very end of the game with all the best gear, and you want to save it for that. There's the dapper old gent. And people are like, no, there's no such thing as the dapper old gent. Wolf is right, though. He's right. Where are you going, Jack? We could save right there. I'm gonna go a little bit farther, and we'll stop here in just a minute. I'm I'm trying to keep to a more normal time. Otherwise, I tend to go over, and that's never good. I'd like it to be more of like a normal gaming session. Plus, I understand that, you know, even an hour a day is still a lot. Alright, we'll save right here. We didn't get any new equipment or anything, right? No, okay. Alright, do you want to save? Yes. Do you wish to exit? Yes. Alright, well that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time and appreciation, or time and attention, and your appreciation. All of it. Thanks for everything. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying these episodes. Any comments, questions, concerns, good, bad, and different, let me know. I like to hear them. I've been pretty good about the whole, you know, check-in for comments and stuff lately. So, yeah, hit me up. I'll try and respond. If I don't, though, maybe I get distracted sometimes, or see a shiny object. You know, that just happens. But I do try to get back to everybody. So, if you do have something, let me know. What is your guys' unique positive moment for today? For me, it's actually the beer that I'm drinking at the moment. It's a Black Butte Porter. I know that I've done it before, but it's really good, and so I'm gonna say it a second time because so Black Butte Porter. It's Deschutes Brewery. It's I don't know, D-E-S-C, like D-E-S shoots. Like Chutes and Ladders. But it's good. It's a porter, so it's a bit like maltier and kind of chocolatey. And it's yeah, it's just really, really good. Highly recommend it. I think Deschutes is what, like Ohio? No, Oregon. Okay. Really good though. So that's my unique positive moment. Hopefully your guys is just as good, if not better. Hopefully better, of course. And I hope to see you guys next time. Till then, guys, take care.